Yes. What's going on, guys? Another video of day traders trying to day trade and they're realizing, man, this is hard. Let's see what they have to say.
Am I tripping, or is entrepreneurship brainwashing the fuck out of everybody? Not all y'all gonna make it. One day I'm talking to my roommate. This come home tired as like he worked a 24-hour shift. No offense, but bro, you work 8 hours at Stater Brothers, gang, and you work out 5 days a week. What the fuck are you tired for? But it wasn't like no regular tiredness. It was like mentally exhausted tired. So I'm like, yo, like, you good? Like, feel me? Tell me what happened at work. He's like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Work this job. I'm finna quit tomorrow. No, the fuck you're not. Rent's due on the 1st. Today's the 29th. You're not quitting. But I didn't say that. I thought that. So I was like, you know what? Like, I want him to like tell me, you feel me, what's going on? Because this like my brother, bro. Like, we grew up together. It's more or less like I'm not living with my roommate. I'm living with a brother. You feel me? But I'm calling him my roommate now because, like, you know, when we not really cool. You feel me? We not really cool. So like, if you watching this, when I see you, we got a box. I need the ones. But anyways, he was like, hey, I was talking to this guy at work, and he was telling me about like this day trading. I was like, you're about to start day trading? No, the f you're not, bro. You will like day trade. Here's the thing about day trading, right? Here's the thing about entrepreneurship and day trading, right? It's 50-50 life. You feel me? You're going to live life on 50-50 terms. It doesn't matter how much you learn about day trading. Day trading is 50-50 terms, okay? Unless you have a lot of capital to work with, do not day trade. This broke. He's living month to month. He can barely pay $1,200 for his half of the rent. You feel me? Like, no. What are you talking about day trading for? Mind you, in high school, this could barely count to 10. I'm gassing it, but like, bro, he's slow. Like, he didn't care about anything. So why the f would you put your life in jeopardy if you don't care about anything? All you cared about was money.
Listen, guys, this is why. Oh man, this is the reason why I don't like telling people what I do, is because people like him, right? He's saying that he's slow and all this stuff. Like, a lot of people could have say the same thing with me. Like, bro, what you doing? You day trading? You slow? Because, you know, in high school I didn't really get good grades like that. So people like, oh, you doing that? Like, bro, you sure? Like, I don't know. Like, can you even, do something like that? So that's why I don't really like telling people what I do or what I want to do, because all this negative stuff happens. Like, people always talking negative stuff, always like, trying to like somehow persuade you not to do it.
Money, clothes, and hoes, and you had no money. Like, like I said, at the time, he was my brother. You feel me? So I had his back. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? How much money you got saved up? If you got money saved up and your next check is nice for, feel me, on the 1st, I'll give you a month. You feel me? To really get this shit right. And if you get right, you feel me? Then we good. I really don't give a how you bring the money in. I just need to trust. I need to trust your intuition that you're really gonna do this, okay? Yeah. I don't, because you're gonna put me in a bad spot. Because if I gotta start paying $2,400 for rent by myself, I'm gonna really start. I'm gonna tweak the fuck out. So when he started to tell me, like, like he promises that like he's not gonna fail, he started to get hella deep. Like, he like, oh, I've been through so much in my life, man. Like, but I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I know you since we were 12 years old. You ain't really been through everything. You went through was self-inflicted, bro. You got expelled in school for selling dope. You started doing all this. Bro. Like, I don't be feeling bad for people that be like going through self-inflicted. You feel me? But anyways, I digress. That's my boy. You know what I'm saying? I got you back. So bro told me after his last check hits his bank account, you feel me? Because they barely got him some hours. I Stater Brother. That's low-key why he's quitting too. Like, he only working like 3 days a week type. But he gonna have $1,600 saved up. That's $1,200 for rent for me. You feel me? For us, right? Because we live together. You feel me? And he gonna have $400 to day trade with. So I'm like, okay. Do you, my boy? Do you? So look, though, it's not so bad. Fast forward a week, you feel me? Like, this is like a week of posting no job. At home every day. I'm coming home after work. This here. I'm like, okay, like, he must be really on his trading shit. He in front of the computer. Like, I haven't seen my boy learn like this ever, bro. Because I ain't gonna lie, this used to be slow. I can see bro like really cared about this. So I'm like, okay, like, he really on. So like, fast forward another couple.
You see how he said he never saw his bro learn like this? And I was the same way. Like, with me, when it came to school, bro, I like hardly studied, didn't read any books. But when I started like my entrepreneur journey, bro, I was like, yo, I didn't know I liked to read. I was reading like crazy. I was just going crazy. This is before day trading. Like, I was reading about real estate and this, I forgot the other, it was like a motivational book. I was reading like crazy. I'm like, bro, a lot of you guys really don't know what you have inside of you until you find something that you really want to do. You just tap into it.
Couple days, he starts putting in trades. I'm like, oh, he's winning. He won his first trade, $50. I'm like, okay, boom, bro. Fast forward a couple more trades, 50 here, 60 here, 70 here. Hey, Rob, like, bro, I'm really hitting shit. Oh my God, yeah. I'm like, oh, this really serious about this. Like, I got me an entrepreneur homie. Like maybe I'm gonna get inspired. Maybe I'm gonna get inspired. You feel me? Fast forward 2 weeks, bro got like 3 racks in the his trading account. I'm like, oh shit, that's 2 months and some change for some rent. Oh, I'm like, oh, like this shit really on, right? Nah, this shit get fucked up, nigga. So fast forward another 2 weeks. Rent is due next week, twin. Rent is due next week, bro. So I'm like, okay, like, bro, gotta have money like really flowing in, because he's starting to like really like, you know, read the candlesticks. I don't know how that day trading shit work. Read the candlesticks and read all the charts and stuff, right? So I'm like, I check in on bro, like, but the day I check in on him, he's like hella quiet, like hella like I'm like, what's this? Never quiet. He's the loudest in the room, like, and he hasn't been like, you know, telling me about his profits in a couple days now. I'm like, okay, what the going on?
All right, first off, I gotta give a shout out to the creator. This guy right here is a great storyteller. Like he has truly got me locked in. Normally, I would have paused the video by now, but you know, listen, shout out to him. His name is Maxwell's Vision. But seriously, we gotta stop this culture. We gotta stop this whole everybody's gonna be an entrepreneurial culture. We gotta stop this. Everybody's gonna be a day trader or whatever. Like we gotta stop it, because you know the reality of it is we're not all gonna be day traders. We're not all built for this situation.
I kind of disagree when he said we got to stop this culture of people trying to be entrepreneurs. And the way I look at it is, yes, I do believe that everyone can't be an entrepreneur, everyone can't be a day trader, but I don't see nothing wrong with trying, because if you don't try at all, you would never know. So I always tell people, listen, it might not be for you, but you never know. Just try it out, see if it works for you.
Themselves in a situation to actually succeed in the venture that they head into. It is okay if you want to do entrepreneurship. It is 100%. Whether you want to start your own YouTube channel, go on TikTok full time, create your own business, day trade, the list goes on and on. But when you're talking about quitting your job, just straight quitting and, you know, jumping and taking a leap of faith, and you don't have anything really set in stone, you're really shooting yourself in the foot. But, you know, like I said, this guy's killing it. Let's finish the rest of this video.
I'm like, oh, this gotta be bad. So I'm like, yo, like, Jay, you good? Like, what's going on? And he was like, you're not gonna want to hear this. Don't say what the I think you're about to say, gang. This told me he put it all on the line, gang. Oh, I don't even know, like, I couldn't even believe it coming out of his mouth. But you know what? My boy, like I said, this is slow. You feel me? And bro, only a slow puts all his rent money on the line for a day trade. I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for that. This dude dumb shit. You're grown. You're 25 years old. What the are you doing? This told me he lost everything. And his day trading account, I think it was like something like a margin account or something. Bro, so it was negative. You had to pay to get back into trading.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. So what's your account at now? Negative $450, bro. This went from like $3,500 to negative $450. Rent is due next week. How the are you gonna get this account back right?
Listen, guys, this is the reason why day traders get a bad name, is because of people like him. Now, don't get it twisted. We all go through, you know, some type of thing where we just risk it all and blow our account. But the name of the game is risk only money you could afford to lose, okay? When you risk your rent money, it makes us look bad. You know, it makes us look like we just doing anything just to make money. And this is the reason why day traders get a bad name, is because of stories like this. When people hear stories like this, like, oh, day trading are still risky, it's gambling. Like, this is the reason why.
How? He's like, bro, like, I need you to be there for me. Like, why aren't you, like, why are you being so hard on me? I'm like, I'm sorry. Get your soft, stand up. You mean while I'm being hard on you? You did some dumb, bro. No one holds you accountable but me. I'm holding you accountable, and you over here, you about to leave, bro. Get the out. Get the out. Like, look, rent is due next week. Crazy. Can you pay? He's like, bro, obviously I can't pay. Then I'm like, you know what? You need to get the out now. Pack your shit. You left me in a position where I'm by myself, because I gave you an opportunity and you put all of it on the line. You didn't have to do that. Get the fuck out. We're not homies no more. So like I said, if you see this, I need fades, bro.
That's hilarious, guys. I'm gonna be honest. This is why I quit trading. It's just too much risk. When you're talking about day trading, when you talk about Forex, I don't care. Crypto, Forex, day trading futures, I couldn't care any less which part of trading you are in. When you talk about trading, you are risking. It's quite honestly a 50-50 chance, because you don't truly know. You're going based off of what you think you know, but you don't truly know. There is no calculation, no true rationale. And yes, people who are experienced and they've been doing it for decades at a time, yes, they have experience in it, and they're more profitable in trading than they are in the loss perspective of it. But as a whole, they lose money. They all lose money. All traders lose money. It's just all about how much you win versus how much you lose. That ratio, if that makes sense. But this is why I quit trading. This is why I stopped trading. I was never a full-time trader, but I was trying to do it on the side to make a little bit of extra income. And I realized that, yeah, it's not what it's all cracked up to be. But if you...
Again, guys, I disagree with this, man. And I understand where where he's coming from. But you have to understand trading. He said you don't know, if the trade is going to work or not. And that's true. But trading is not about if the trade is going to work or not. Literally, it's about making sure you have a plan before you trade, a back-tested plan, taking that money, put it into work, right? You don't risk your heart, everything on the table. You take a small amount of money, you risk it, and then you start to build up slowly. That's the name of the game. You build slow. But you hear stories where people just put everything on the line, and then it makes us look bad, okay? But trading is not about what's knowing what's going to happen next. No, literally trading is about probabilities, meaning that, okay, if I'm going to win 60% of the time, I don't know exactly what trade is going to work out. As long as I have my risk management in place, in the long run, by the end of the month, I should be looking for some profits.
If you do decide that you want to go into the venture, I think it's pretty interesting. I mean, not everybody's a loser. I'm not going to say that whatsoever. And if you actually learn it, you can actually make a lot of money. Hence what the guy was doing at the beginning of the video. He was actually making a lot of money, I'm sure, at a certain point, but he got too greedy, and that's the psychology behind it. But those are the things you learn as you're getting started. But like I said, if you're able to get beyond that portion of it to where you are able to actually make money consistently, then you can really, really hit big. But most people don't do the work to actually get to that point.
Okay, so he corrected himself a little bit. He's like, okay, all right, you could make money from trading, but you got to put in that work. And like I said before, that's what you got to do.
That's why you see massive stories like that one there. But let's check this next video out.
Let's talk about me blowing my trading account and me quitting trading. I started paper trading in May of 2025, and I took my first trade in June of 2025. I started with $12,000 in my account, and I lost $3,000 the first day that I started trading. I took a course for trading. I took Crystal Academy, and I was just very confident in my ability to learn trading very quickly. When it comes to the online space and making money online, I'm not super new to it. So I thought that because I was starting with money, I could fund my trading account. I purchased not only a course, but I also did a mentorship with the mentors in Crystal Academy. So I did something that they call the Ivy League. Me blowing my account has nothing to do with Crystal Academy or any of the mentors. They're amazing mentors. They offer a lot of material in their course, and I personally think it is worth the price. I
love that she said, me blowing my account has nothing to do with the person that she learned from, because that, to me, that sounds like a very, responsible person that realized, hey, everything is on me. Okay, I can't blame nobody else. I'm the one that pushed the buttons. I'm the one that blew up my account. So shout out to her, because I love that, man. I hate when people blame other people. You the one that pressed the button, man. Come on.
did not listen to the rules. I didn't listen to their rules, my rules. If we're being completely honest and transparent, no one owes me anything. I screwed that up for myself. I actually ended up blowing my account in December. I didn't come on here and say that, nor did I even journal about it, because that's how embarrassed I was about it. And I honestly just didn't want to see the comments of people saying I told you so. Because when I did start my account in the beginning, there was a lot of people saying that I was starting with way too much money. And I just didn't find it a problem at the time. I didn't see why I couldn't start with that much money. I was obviously very stubborn, and after I was getting a lot of those comments, I was very determined to prove them wrong. I made back most of the money that I lost in December, actually, and I was very close to being profitable. In fact, I made a video talking about how I'm so close to being profitable. Guys, I am really, really close to being profitable with trading. I'm only $2,000 away, which I know for some people is...
Basically, what I was saying is nobody realized that they're using a lot of money in the beginning. Everybody say, oh, that's not a lot of money, until you realize, oh, shoot, I am risking a lot of money.
Probably a lot of money. They're probably like, you're not close at all. But I was down $6,000 only a couple months ago. So I think I'm finally doing better. I think a big part of the reason why I blew my account was because I knew I had a trip coming up soon where I was going to meet a bunch of traders and meet the mentors that have been teaching me. And I really wanted to have conversations with them and be able to know what I was talking about. So I was rushing my learning process. You really can't rush progress, especially in trading. It is not a race, it's a marathon. First thing they tell you in Crystal Academy is that 90% of trading is psychology and 10% of it is strategy. I hear that over and over again. And honestly, I just thought it was kind of like just like a cute thing to say. Like, I don't know. Like, I genuinely was like, okay, like I didn't really understand that until now. I realized that my psychology is very, very poor. And I think a lot of my horrible psychology comes from me betting. I used to sports bet. And I think I still have that mentality. I broke so many rules. I was chasing trades all the time. I was trading from my bed. I was trading with vibes, to be honest. I'm sitting here saying, like, I know that psychology is 90% of trading. I just still fight with that idea. I know that. But at the same time, I'm like, no, I can do it still. I don't need to fix that. I'm fine. Like, I'll work on my psychology after I'm rich. It's like, I need to retrain my entire brain. And I don't know if some people can relate to me, but when I'm listening to people talk about psychology when it comes to trading, and they're like, no, you need to treat this like a job. You got to wake up. You have to make sure that you're at your desk. And like, you got to make sure that you can walk away if you lose. Like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, that's for you. But I'm different.
Yeah, and I'm gonna stand on it. I'm gonna say what it is, and I'm gonna say exactly what it is. Trading is purified gambling, right? Like, yes, it's not as intense as gambling. Yes, it is intense, but you're not sitting at a gambling table, you know, whatever. But I think personally, it's gambling. It's purified gambling. Yes, there are gamblers that are very profitable and they're consistent and they're able to know that they're going to make the money back, right? I know there are a massive amount of gamblers that make money consistently at the casinos. However, there are a lot of them that consistently lose money. Like, that's just what it is. So I think it's the same thing with trading, because I'm going to tell you on the baseline of it. Yes, you can analyze your charts, and I'm going in depth because of my experience, right? Yes, you can analyze charts. You can have all the different strategies. You can have the psychology. You can have everything. But as a whole, there is nothing amongst the graphs that truly, you know, set the foundation of you predicting the market, especially if you're not watching news, if you're not familiar with the company, and all these different layers to it. It's pretty much guessing as a whole. Now, yes, you have strategy and you can, you know, guess kind of where it's going, but as a whole, it's just guessing. It's gambling, in my opinion. I'm not saying that, you know, if you're a full-time trader, I'm not saying that, you know, it doesn't take a level of skill, or you're not, you know, it's not a real thing. But yes, but if you can figure it out, you can make a lot of money. That's just what the game of trading truly is. Let's call it.
Listen, trading is literally all about an edge. Okay. I remember I was talking to a poker player, and he said, just like he said, a lot of people go to the casino, and you got some people that actually win and some people that don't. I was talking to a poker player, and he said that he plays, and this is, I don't know, this is a long time ago. I don't know, over like 10 years ago. He was telling me at that time he played at nighttime. I believe it was 2 a.m. at nighttime. And the reason why he played at nighttime is because he told me all the rookies was playing at nighttime. Okay, so his edge, edge is basically something that you can use that can actually work most of the time. Okay, so his edge was literally playing at night because he knew that most rookies was playing poker around that time at night. That was his edge. He was making money. He was consistently making money. With trading, you have to find your edge, and it's usually a small pocket. A lot of people don't understand this. It's a small pocket, and that small pocket could be, you know, my pocket is around 9:30 to 11:30. So that's a 2-hour window. My 2-hour window, I'm looking for a repeatable pattern that usually appears in the market, right? And I'm looking to capitalize on that. Does it work all the time? No. But you have to understand, you have to have an edge. Most people do not have an edge because most people don't backtest. Most people don't put in the work. It is what it is.
But here's another story of somebody losing a lot of money. Specifically in this one right here, it's not trade. Oh, actually, I think it is trading. He said the stock market, but I think it's trade.
Bro, sometimes you just got to take a day and just sit there and think about all the dumb decisions you made to get you in certain positions that you got to work your way from now. Because for years, bro, I was really, really, really heavy into the stock market and doing like options and like just investing in general, you know. And because my first manager, he invested so much to the point where he got to retire. He moved to Thailand for years, and he retired at 30. So once he left his job, or the job that I was at, I took over his position and I started like investing from that point. And I got to the point where I was making real good money from like investing, you know, like my returns were like crazy on a lot of stuff. So I happened to start trying to get into like option trading. And one thing that he always told me, my old manager, like he always told me like, just leave options alone. Like if you're not sure about what you're doing, just leave it alone. But I didn't listen. I started doing some studies on it and stuff and started doing option trades and stuff. But one thing I found out is that when you do it on certain brokerage accounts and stuff, like you can't day trade normally, because if you don't have over $25,000 in your account or invested, you can't day trade daily. But then once I got one of my accounts to over that amount, I started day trading, and I was making good money. Like certain days where I was pulling in like crazy amounts, like over 5 figures, like seriously.
Wow.
And when I got to that point,
Jeez.
I opened up a Webull account and I transferred some of the money I had in my Robinhood to my Webull, and then I had 2 different accounts, like making good money on it. And the thing about like options stuff is that you gotta know when to take your loss. Like, and that's where I messed up at, because I started getting so comfortable with like spending or using so much money on there to the point where money just felt fake. Money is fake anyway, but on those accounts, bro, the money just felt fake. Like I'll lose $500, $600, $1,000 in a day, and just be like, oh well, and like just do another option trade or whatever. And it got to a point where it was a particular stock that I was going to do, and for some reason, I don't know why, like I was also like in a Discord too with a group, and this one particular stock we all was like, yeah, we're gonna go in on it and happened to do that one, bro, and that one right there messed up everything. And like with that particular stock, bro, I had an option on both my Robinhood and my Webull, and I think I bought a few of them, and I put so much money into both of those, bro, and it did the complete opposite of what we all thought. When I tell you, bro, my entire account tanked. I lost everything. And the thing about it is, I didn't put a stop loss or nothing like that on it, so I lost everything. And that was the problem. Like, you know, as time go on, like the stock, it decays. Like you'll lose some money, but you can still gain some back. But over those next few days, bro, it never went back up. And I ended up losing everything in both accounts. And I'm sitting there thinking like, that shit is just stupid. Like, I don't know why I did that, bro. Like the amount of money I lost, bro, I basically lost everything. And I don't know why. I should have never even did that. I don't know what I was thinking, but I literally lost everything in both accounts. And all I could ever do, bro, was think about my old manager telling me like, stay away from them. Stay away from options, which I should have did, bro, because I was doing well without doing options. You know, I was doing well. I was just doing well with just buying stocks. The few ones that I had buying stocks, and my returns on those were crazy. I should never got into those. Because if you don't know what you're doing with those, bro, you could lose a lot of money. Now, if you got a lot of money, then yeah, that's different. But I made a lot of money just from regular stocks and stuff, and I did start making money from options too, but I got like too greedy and too comfortable, and I lost all my money, bro.
That's crazy. Shout out to the creator, man. But this is real life, y'all. This is what people are going through. Like I said, you gotta just do your research. And I made multiple videos about trading. If you guys have been watching the channel for a long time, yes, I was a trader. I did it, and I spent a lot of time in the trading industry. But you gotta just be real with yourself and understand, what you're getting yourself into, because it's not all roses and rose petals, right? It's not always sunflowers and great. You gotta just do your research, man. And I've seen countless of people in that exact situation. But like I said, I'm not saying that you can't be profitable. I'm not saying that you can't make money, but the majority.
All right. So basically, he's saying majority of most people lose. Yes, we all know that. I think most people that come into trading, they understand. Shoot, 90% of people lose. We don't care about that. Okay, we have to figure out why 90% lose. Okay, the reason why 90% lose is because most people think that trading is a thing in a box. What do I mean by that? A thing in a box is basically, let's say, for example, I have a remote control car, right? And that remote control car goes 20 miles per hour. And you're like, oh man, that's dope. Where can I buy that? And I show you the website to buy it. You buy it. It comes in a box. You open the box, boom. And guess what? It goes 20 miles per hour, just like my remote control car, right? So that's a thing in a box. A thing in a box is basically, you don't have to do anything. You just buy it, boom. And everybody that buys the same thing, they get the same results. Trading is not a thing in a box. It's literally skills. So you have to build. So if I show you how to trade, you're not going to get it right away. It's almost like playing basketball, playing a sport. If Steph Curry show you how to shoot a three-pointer, you're not going to learn how to shoot a three-pointer within a week, okay? You have to build up your skills. So you have to understand that trading is skills. Number one, okay? Now, let me tell you what trading is really about. It's about collecting data, okay? You back test like crazy. You collect the data. You build a strategy around that data, okay? You test it out with small money, okay? You get used to that. You start building experience. You build everything, and then you start to build up your account little by little. If you listen to the stories that we heard today, what is the common theme? The common theme is, oh, I lost a whole bunch of money. That simply means that these guys, okay, didn't start with a little bit of money and didn't try to build it little by little. That is the common theme you're going to hear with all losing traders. They take a whole bunch of money and then risk it on a trade and they blow it. Okay, you have to start small and you build it up little by little, okay? This is why I think, prop firms are good, because you can actually, risk a small amount of money. In the future, I'm going to talk more about prop firms, but even if you don't use a prop firm, you build up little by little. So there are multiple reasons why most people fail, but a lot of it is based on a common theme that we heard today. Okay, number one, they don't have a plan. Okay, a well tested strategy, and also they start with too much. So you really have to understand, trading is literally about building skills, have enough skills so you can literally prove to yourself that you can actually risk a little bit more money, and then you go from there. But you can't do it from the start. You're gonna be another person that just fell at day trading, and you're gonna say, why me? Okay. And, you know, I hate it because, you know, overall, you know, day trading gives a bad rap because a lot of people think it's gambling, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, I don't really care what no one says. For a long time, I thought day trading wasn't real, okay? Until I started to see people, you know, post their profits. But I think when I started to actually make profits, okay, more than a month, okay, when I was making profits more than a month, I was like, whoa, I'm actually consistently making profits. That's when it like, okay, I can actually do this. Because I really thought for a long time that a lot of people was lying. They wasn't making profits from this until I had to see it for myself. And then I realized, okay, this is a thing. But I'm here to tell you guys, it's going to take time. Okay, it's going to take time. And you just got to put in that work. Back test like crazy. Start small and go from there. So that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And shout out to the channel that I was looking at the video named Jay Reed. And until then, talk to you guys later. We out.